You're very quiet at the beginning today. That's good. You're all very well behaved. If you don't stop talking, I'm going to turn the lights out and make you put your heads down. Do they still do that? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Because I found that humiliating as a kid.
Wouldn't we want that?
You can just take a nap.
Yeah, like
I
I'm
agree.
taking a nap right now.
Yeah. They didn't make you stand in the corner when you were kids, though, right? That one. Yeah. They did that. I got that happened to me. So today, we're just going to keep extending analysis of variance until we've beaten it to death. Boy, it's worse and worse every day, this projector. I'm going to break it down. I hope not. Should hire one of the basketball players, just stand here and hold the thing so much. Yeah, well. Nothing I can do about it. That's awful. Okay, so far we've talked about a simple between and within design. So the simple between design is the one-way analysis of variance, right, which you should recognize. Well, just a little while ago. And the simple within subjects design or repeated measures design, which is one variable with repeated measures. So that's what the that's equal to mu plus tau plus pi plus tau pi. Right. And we've done factorial between. That's, like a 2 by 2 or a 3 by 3 or whatever. That's x equals u plus alpha beta plus epsilon. Or we've done simple within, and that was where we ended off last time, and I talked about how you could have two repeated measures. Okay? You've probably guessed that we could combine these last few here. You might have a situation where there's all kinds of possibilities where you'd want to have a one between and one within, for example. So let's do that now. You might ask why. Well, there are cases where we might want one between and one within. How about species and learning? So learning is change over time. We need to test the animals over and over, and we can't randomly assign subjects to different species. Sorry, we can't just switch them around and repeat in measures on different species. If you can do that, people line up on Sundays to worship you. So, or Fridays or Saturdays. Let's cover all the Abrahamic religions. Sex differences is another one. You might want to look at learning over time, right? That's going to be over time, or forgetting, whatever. And sex differences, men and women, right? Okay. So you got one between, one within. And I guess there's other possibilities too. That's the two that immediately came to mind for me. Thinking about learning and sex differences in learning or species differences. Okay? Questions? See the rationale? Pretty common thing. Okay. So, what if you had something like this? You have two different memory tests, an implicit test and an explicit test. Implicit is word fragment completion, explicit is recall. And you get the same group, one group doing implicit, one group doing explicit. We have 3 retention intervals, 5 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours. I've talked about this very same thing, except using the same subjects both for the implicit and the explicit test. But there might be some concern about the implicit test contaminating the explicit test and vice versa. So if I've tested you twice, once on the implicit memory test and one on the explicit memory test, it may be the case that you might be concerned that there'd be a difference. I think it would be masked because you already had one kind of test, so it would remind you of the words or whatever. I can tell you, by the way, that really isn't a concern, but people still sometimes run their experiments like this. That said, it is the case that when you compare implicit memory tests with different levels of processing, it actually it has an effect when you have within subjects designs but not between subjects designs. So sometimes the actual kind of design does have it. So yeah, it's worth looking at. So why not do it this way? This way is going to just be a little more careful, basically. Yeah. All right, you understand? 2 different kinds of memory tests. One group gets an implicit test. One group gets an explicit test. 3 retention intervals. So we still wanted the K function, one for explicit, you won't get one for implicit, spoiler alert. Word factor completion will not decay in 24 hours. Don't make that your honors thesis, it's been done to death. Do something with implicit, explicit memory, that's fun. Then you get to work with me. Which may be fun, may not be fun, I'm not sure, I don't care. Well, I care a little. I like you to enjoy yourself. Now I'm rethinking everything about my approach. I'm actually not. I'm pretty confident that I do things. Okay. So what are the sources of variation? Group 1 is subjects 1 to 10. Group 2 is subjects 11 to 20. Why? Because I'm assuming there are 10 subjects per group. Why am I doing that? Because I felt like saying there were 10. I just picked a number, okay? I didn't say it doesn't always have to be 10 or something like that, of course. Sources of variation. We got test type, implicit and explicit, right? We have retention interval, 5 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours. We're going to be interested in and where are the subjects? Subjects. They aren't. Remember before we talked about with a simple repeated measures design, we talked about them being the interaction between subjects. In fact, the example I gave you on SPSS, the one that's on your current assignment is subjects by, in that case, A. It's an interaction. They aren't crossed with or interacting with test type because different subjects get different levels of test type. If different subjects always got every level of each test type, you'd say, yes, there's an interaction, but there really isn't one. Some subjects get implicit tests, subjects 1 to 10. Some subjects get explicit tests, subjects 11 to 20. So we say subjects are within test type. Okay? Or subjects are nested within test type. Subjects are nested within test type. So you understand the difference between the subjects being nested within test type and being crossed with or interacting with test type? Does that make sense? If they were crossed with test type, you'd have all the same subjects in both groups, in implicit and explicit, and we don't have that. Okay. Subjects are within test type. Make sense so far? You get the terminology? Okay. It's really bugging me what that projector looks like. It's got to be a way to adjust it. But I'm afraid that if I adjust it, it's just going to fall. I don't know how you'd adjust it. There's got to be a nut up there. Anyway. It's got to move over and then point down more. I think maybe it just has to move forward. Ooh, maybe that's it. I'm going to break it.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit a little bit further back.
I'm not going to break it. I'm not going to break it. I think it just has to go forward. Oh, it can't go forward. Okay, I thought it was sitting in this bracket. So that is a bit worse. Okay, so
At least it's going straight.
yeah, at least it's straight.
In the middle.
Oh,
Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
Oh, that is going to go back up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Oh,
better than it was.
don't worry.
Thank you. You're all very kind. PhD. That is right there. Yeah, they didn't cover that in my oral. Also, if you have a problem with the projector, what do you do then? I did my PhD oral. Our projectors were actual slide projectors. We didn't have PowerPoint. They were actual slides. I'm old. You had to make sure your slides. You had to make sure you did good slides because you couldn't just edit them. You take them to the photographer, and he or she would take a picture of them, and you get these slides here. It was the old days. You know how we made graphs? Now, this was about halfway through graduate school. We switched over to using a graphing program. Before that, we actually went to someone in the geography department and paid them to draw graphs. Because they knew how to make maps, they had nice pens and stuff. So you pay somebody, it's like, here's the data, can you make this? And it'd be some graduate student, you'd be like, yeah, sure, $30. He'd make you a graph. And then one day we had one of those Macs with the little tiny screens. Look at that, wow. And then that guy didn't get his $30 anymore. Instead, Steve Jobs got $2,500 for a computer that had a little tiny screen. Subjects are nested within test type. So now we have an analysis and variance summary table. Oh, it gets hot in here, damn it. Okay. So we got, first thing on the list is test. We got a between subjects factor, then the subjects between, subjects within. Okay? Test. There is one, you always, so how do you know, okay, first of all, you go, the first thing you list is the between subjects factor, which is test type, all right, as I called it, test. It's got 1 degree of freedom. There are 2 levels of test, implicit and explicit, -1. And then we talk about the subjects. Subjects are nested within test. You can't talk about subjects by themselves, can you? You can then tell me what group they're in. Subjects within test. It's got 18 degrees of freedom. N-1, little n is 10. There's 10 per group. -1 is 9 times 2 levels of test. Then retention interval, between subjects, then within. The within factor is retention interval. It's got 2 degrees of freedom, 3 levels, -1 is 2. Now you start crossing things with things above them. Retention interval by test, retention interval by subjects within test, and you can't cross retention interval with itself, you're done. Ri -1, that's 2. N-1 is 9 times 2, that's 36. Add these up. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 36 is 59. We have 6 cells with 10 observations per cell. We have 59 total degrees of freedom. We probably did it right. Now you're going to have to do some division, you know, like to do analysis of variance, you have to know what the error terms are. How do you know to divide what by what? This thing we've been using this between and subjects and within, what's called Yates order. Just use the first term that is below the one you're interested in that has subjects in it. So we're going to take mean squared for test and divide by mean squared for subjects within test. And that's how we do the F test there. How do we do the F test for retention interval? We go to retention interval by subjects within test. How are we going to test the interaction here? Same term. Between subjects within. Please.
How could N-1 be 59?
Big N-1 is 59. There are 60 observations in the total.
I thought there was 20.
There's
Oh,
10,
wait. I'm
right?
just kidding.
Think about 20 per group,
Okay.
each tested 3 times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Between subjects within. Say that to yourself every night before you go to sleep. Eventually it'll sink in. It's important. If you did this with SPSS, by the way, it's really weird because it doesn't come out with the nesting. SPSS is stupid. I hate it. But if you did something like this, you would list tests and subjects and retention interval and tell it that subjects is a random factor. It'll actually do the math properly, but it will call it a test by subjects, and you actually don't have a test by subject interaction. There actually isn't one there, but it says there's one. And I don't understand why they don't change over to the standard way people do things, but they don't. It's really annoying. And they treat it like it's a feature. Of course they do. Most other kinds of software, like if you're using R or using SAS or something like that, you actually put the nesting in for the model, but whatever. I'd much rather we use SAS, but no one else will change. See, the whole school buys the software. The university buys the software, so all the departments have to agree on what statistical software to use. Anyone want to learn something new and better? Questions. Do you see what we did here? It's pretty simple. Between, subjects, within. And then the Lord said, I hate analysis of variance. I was not meant to be offensive to anybody's religion, I promise you. I can be offensive to everybody's religion really easily, and was not my intent there. Okay, to review this. Between, subjects, within. So you list the betweens. There may be more than one factor. In our case here, it was one, which was the test type, or memory type, whatever. Then the subjects, where they are, was subjects within test. Then the within factor was retention interval, and then we started crossing them with each other. Then you do the interactions. If you do this, you will always be able, it's a mechanical thing. There isn't one of these on the test coming up, because I just taught this to you today. It wouldn't be fair for me to give you a big question on the test in 2 days that was like that, so that wouldn't be cool. But I will tell you that on the final, 37.5% of the final grade, I think, is based on doing these. Not like on the grade of the final exam, not on your final grade for the whole course. Maybe more than that. Something like that. But you figure out the error terms just by going to the one below. Like, it's really that simple. And say, oh, retention interval, oh, where's test? Oh, or sorry, where's subjects that has retention interval in it too? It's got both. That's the error term. It's that simple. Now, this always assumes that everything else is fixed and subjects will remain in factor, but frankly, that's going to be the case, as we talked about last time. Okay, questions so far? Don't worry, I got more.
So, Dave.
Yes. So, Enya.
Just because I was trying to fill out my own little chart and do the error terms.
Mm-hmm.
On the other one, so we have like retention interval.
Yeah.
You just divide that by retention interval by test, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And then, so if we want to find the error term of retention interval by test,
yes,
we do retention interval, or divided by retention interval times subjects nested in test.
Within test, yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you say?
For retention interval by test, for the example we had, for retention interval within test, or sorry, by test, you look below to find out what the error term is going to be when you would do the dividing of the mean squares. You look below it and say, which one of these has retention interval and test in it and subjects? What's the first one below that has that? And you can see it's retention interval by subjects within test.
Right.
And that's your error term. In other words, you're going to divide mean squared for retention interval by test by mean squared for retention interval by subjects within test.
So just always divide it by
the one below it that has subjects in it.
Okay.
You'll see in a second that there will be cases where there's going to be 2 and 3 below, and then finally you get to the one that has subjects.
So the first one below that has subjects.
Yes, and the thing you're interested in. Yeah. And if you've done it properly, that will be the first one below it that has subjects in it. Other questions? You guys seem to be getting this. That's nice. It's a good thing. Okay. So, why not do another? So this is going to have n equals 5. Little n, in other words, each group has 5 subjects, okay? Like the way that came in? Pretty good, eh? There's a design. We've got A, B, and C. A, B, and C. So we got a 3-way design, which is great. Still not too hard to deal with. Now look at this and tell me, do we have any between subjects factors? And tell me what they are. Can you tell me if we have any and which ones they are? Remember, between subjects means different subjects get different levels of a variable. Are there any between subjects variables then? Yeah. A's, because group 1 gets A1 and group 2 gets A2. So A's are between subject variable. So we know that. Yeah. Are there any others? Look at the B's. Let's look at the B's. The different subjects get different levels of B. No, everybody gets B1, everybody gets B2, and everybody gets B3. Nope, that's going to be a within. So it's a within B. What about C? Is C in between or a within? Between, meaning different subjects get different levels of C. Is that true?
Other one.
Yeah, it's within. Yeah, you just had the wrong word. Everybody gets C1, everyone gets C2. So that's also a within factor. Tell me about, if A is the only between subjects factor, tell me about the nesting of subjects. Just tell me about them. When you talk about subjects, what do you say?
They're nested in variable A.
Yes. We have a winner. The rest of you can quit.
Bye.
She wins. Now, if you want to go for our bonus round, okay.
Oh, that was guess. Okay.
You were right, though. I used to do, years ago when I taught this class, back when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was popular, the review class was all called Who Wants to Be a Statistician? And you'd come up and I'd ask you questions, make it progressively harder, and then we could eventually, if you won a book, because I have all kinds of books I don't want. Sometimes you could leave with lovely parting gifts, like a reprint of an article of mine. And it was always the same thing. So it says here, you're a student at the university. Like I'm introducing you to this. Let's put that over there. So, between and subjects then within. Between is A, within is B and C. And these are the worst looking fake arrows I've ever made.
Because you used an underscore
Yeah, I should have used the.
with double dash.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you use that, it just makes like a really nice arrow for you.
Chemistry.
Yeah. Or I could just use the arrow tool in Keynote. I could actually make arrows. I just didn't because I'm an idiot. And also, now that the nice thing about this course is once this one's in the can, this ain't gonna change at this level. Brain behavior, every year it's like, oh, new stuff. That's changed. Uh-oh, that molecule turns out it's different. This course is like, oh, analysis of variance. I mean, it's the same as it was since Fisher came up with it in 1923. So that's why, if you get this stuff, it's great. If you make this your career, if you learn how to teach stats, it's great, because that's one you can just say, yeah, I can teach that. You can pull it at any time. Oh, yeah, sure, I'll teach stats. You don't even have to prepare it. It's all ready. What about the assignments? Change a couple of numbers. We're done. It doesn't make any difference in the final grades. It's weird. I like now brain behavior. I change my tests every year. And I know my tests float around. And every year someone answers the last year's essay question on a test. And that's the greatest thing ever when I just write, this is a really good answer from 2012. 0.
That's savage.
Well, no, they're wrong. It's like if I said to you, so what color's that table? And you said, hallway. Because last year I said, what's this thing called over here? Right? That's not what I asked you. Between, subjects, within. So what do we do? Oh, here we go. Look. Whoa, that was bigger, eh? Between. So the first thing with this is A.
Not right.
The first thing we list is A. You know, right there. It's right there. We got between is A. We always list the between first. It's got two levels, A minus 1. It's got 1 degree of freedom. Now the next thing, are there any other between factors? I remember when I was doing these, when I learned how to do this stuff, the first thing I would do is I would just write out what the betweens were and what the withins were so I could sort of keep it straight in my head. I've only got one between, A. I'm done doing that. The next thing I do is I list the subjects. I tell you where the subjects are nested. They're nested within A. Subjects within A. N minus 1. What did I say N was for the other thing? It was what? 5? Yeah. That's 4 times 2 levels of A is 8. Now we got a between, we got the subjects, now we do the withins. I guess I decided to do C first. I don't know why. You could have done B first, it wouldn't make a difference. As long as you're going between subjects within, if there's more than one, you can switch them back and forth. But you got to do the betweens first, then the subjects, then the within. So C minus 1 has 1 degree of freedom. C by A, C by S within A. Right? C minus 1, A minus 1, A.
Why is C minus 1, 1? Aren't there 3 C's?
No, there's 2.
There's 2.
C1 and C2.
There's like 3 B's.
There's 3 B's.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the
Heard you.
wrong
Why was it SA times A and then this one's A minus 1? For CA.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question you're asking.
For
This one here?
Yeah.
C minus 1 has 1, that's 1 degree of freedom. A minus 1 has 1 degree of freedom. 1 times 1 is 1. Whereas here, we got N minus 1, which is 4, so it's 5, minus 1 is 4. And then A, there's 2 levels of A. C, you got N minus 1 twice.
So why would you multiply that by A again?
Why did I multiply times A?
In the first
Times A?
Yeah.
Yeah, because within each level of A, of which there are 2, there are N minus 1 degrees of freedom. Right? So there's 5 minus 1, 4 degrees of freedom within A1, and 4 degrees of freedom within A2. Get it now? So you're just going 4 times 2. It's just because it happens twice. It's a good question. I know that can be a little bit difficult when you think about it. There's little N minus 1 twice. 2 levels of A. Okay? Once you've done a couple of these, it becomes exceedingly mechanical. It just takes practice. The nice thing is, a couple things. First of all, when it comes up on the final, I have all kinds of review stuff I can give you. Also, you can make them and trade them among your friends. And the way I will facilitate that is there will be a Facebook study group that I will invite all of you to, where you can all help each other and I will give out questions and answers. But that's coming soon to a social networking site near you. There's only 2 people signed up for the Slack channel. No one ever wants to use Slack. That's fine. Don't use it. I don't care. You're not cool enough. I sent you a link a long time ago about using Slack. It's like a chat thing. But no one wanted to use it. Well, 2 people signed up for
I
it.
didn't know about it.
Well, you got an email.
I have a question about the table.
Of course.
So you could kind of, if you don't know what you're doing, just unnecessarily figure out random error terms and not even use them, correct?
I'm sorry, I don't really understand what you're asking me.
I half understand what I'm saying. So
Okay, good. So it's not just me. Okay, good.
So if I just wanted to figure out random error terms,
I don't know what that means. That's where you lost me.
So where we have tests, that's for figuring out the error terms.
Yeah, so you
correct?
test A with subjects within A. Yeah.
Okay, so are we actually going to use like 1, 2, 3? Oh shoot. Okay,
There's
5, 7 error terms.
No, there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, so the BS. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's just saying where like we would use it for.
To test BC, we're going to go B by C, BCS within A, for example.
It's going to be the like denominator in a little fraction.
Yeah, that's exactly
So
right.
what's the numerator going to be?
For
For
B?
so let's use the last one, like the BCSA.
Well, you would never test BCSA. You don't care. That's a subject.
But what's the numerator going to be when the denominator is?
That, and that. That, and that, that, and that. So B by S within A. B by S within A.
So then how many error terms are we making though? Because
1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, there's 4 of them.
Then where we have the test though, we have like 2 and 2 and then 2.
Yeah. These C and C by A have the same error term. B and B by A have the same error term.
So do we put them together in the numerator?
No.
Oh.
Why would you do that? Because you're testing C on its own, and then C by the C. Is there an effective C, and is there a C by A interaction? Is there an effective B? Is there a B by A interaction? Is there a BC interaction? Is there an ABC interaction? Those are separate tests.
It's still not connecting.
Okay. Well, let me finish going through this, and then we'll come back because I want it to connect. Okay. So we got C by A, C by S within A. Then we throw in B. And you go B by A, B by S within A, B by C by A, B by C by S within A. We're just going above and interacting and crossing. And then once you get to B, you can't go B by B, that would be stupid. So you stop. That's where you stop. Now we're going to figure out, this is what I think what to get at what Enya was asking. How are we going to test? What are we testing? Is there a main effect of A? You're going to take mean squared for A and divide by mean squared for S within A. Is there an effect of C? On its own, a main effect. We're going to take the mean squared for C and divide by mean squared for C by S within A. The first one that's below it that has it and subjects in it. How are we going to test the A by C interaction? C by S within A. How are we going to test the B effect on its own? B by S within A. The AB effect, B by S within A. The BC interaction, B by C by S within A. The ABC interaction, B by C by S within A. So we take this mean squared for, say, BC and divide by BCS within A. Because we're trying to find out, just like any other time we're trying to find out the main effect, other interactions. It's exactly the same as what we've always done. Go ahead.
Now, there's no test for example, C. Is that C by S within A?
That's you said that exactly correctly.
There's
yes.
no test for that because
No.
we'll never test that.
Yeah. Well,
So-
first of all, there's no error term for it.
Okay.
There's no expected value of mean squared that you can test. The second thing is why would it be interesting to say that? Let's use this one because it's a little easier to think about.
Yeah.
That the different subjects in A1, the people in A1 were different than the people in A2. No shit. People are different from each other. So it's not even interesting anyway. Right?
So the purpose for that is just to do it.
It's
just to be a
an
test.
error term. It's
Okay.
just an error term. That's all it's there for. It's not there for anything else but to be an error term. Arjun.
The numbers we're using will be the numbers given to you outside of this? Sure.
Oh, the numbers they would do and calculate them. Yeah, don't worry, you're not going to have to do that. I wouldn't make you do that. You do that. That's done with a computer or matrix algebra. Some of the computer. I wouldn't. Look, at this point, these designs are getting complicated enough that as long as you conceptually understand what's going on, I don't care that you can do them by hand because no one does them by hand. I want you to be able to read an analysis of a summary table and say, oh, you take that and divide by that. Well, that's the degrees of freedom right, because that's useful. I couldn't do this, well, I probably could do it by hand, but it would take me an hour and a half, and I'd make 46 mistakes, and it would take me an hour and a half. Yeah, it might. There's a lot of just dumbass calculation here that I have to do. And I have to look up how to do most of the sums of squares. No. This isn't 21-26. This isn't baby stats. Playing in the NFL now. Okay? You have to know how to do that stuff first, and it's important. Now it's this kind of stuff, why it works, how it works. Always check to see if your degrees of freedom add up. We had 60 again, that's just dumb luck. It doesn't always add up to 60. add the numbers up. Look, if you add all these up and they come out to the right number and you did it wrong, that's unlikely. Usually if it comes out to the right number and you did it, that means you did it properly, usually. Okay. Now, other questions about this one before I move on a little bit here and do another one, because I've got another one. Okay, let's do another one. Whoa, what happened there? Not much. Changed a little bit. It looks almost exactly the same. But it displeased God. That wind is really freaking me out. It's really windy today. So, between, subjects, within. We got betweens. We got any betweens here? Yeah, okay.
Subjects are nested between B.
But B is a between factor, but our subject's just nested within B. And A. Look, different subjects at different levels of A and B together. What would you say then? Subjects are nested within A-B interactions. Subjects are nested within A-B. Dead. Mind blown. So, we know then that A is a between subject factor and so is B. Subjects are within A-B. And let's see, what about C? Everybody gets every level of C, don't they? Between subjects within. Okay. You see why subjects are within A-B interactions? Because different subjects get different levels of A by B interactions. Group 1 is an A1, B1, Group 2 is an A1, B2, Group 3 is an A2, B1, and Group 4 is an A2, B2, which is the worst Star Wars robot ever.
I already made that joke.
I know, but I keep making them, and I don't care. Don't care enough for comments. Yeah.
Was this N equal 5 still?
Oh, what did I say? Yeah, probably 5. Let's see what it says. Move it over there. So A and B are between. Subjects are within A, B. Oh, I said 6 this time. Let's mix it up. Yay. My standard response when someone says you've made that joke before is, we've met, right? Okay. So it's within A and B. We only have one repeated this time, or one repeated or within. They mean the same thing. Okay? We only have one of those this time. And that's C. So we're going to go A, B, S within A, B, and then C. Looks a little different this time. A, B, you could have done B first, then A. Doesn't matter, but you do the betweens first, then the subjects, and the within. Okay? A minus 1, B minus 1, A minus 4 times B minus 1, and then S within A, B. A, B, oh, A by B. Then you can't go B by B. You're done. And you go, oh, subjects. Now, the sophisticated among you will realize that, in fact, the way I got, look at the degrees of freedom here, N minus 1 times AB, if that was just a 2 by 2, that would be what we call mean squared error. In fact, when we call mean squared error is subjects within AB, in this case. We call mean squared error in a 2 by 2 design is actually an S within AB, which is pretty cool. Then we go C. C by A, C by B, C by A by B, C by S within AB. Done. Add them up. Sorry, I just realized I was going to make a reference to something no one here would get. To a song from a long time ago. Well, maybe you would add it up with the Violent Femmes. People say the Violent Femmes would say add it up. So it didn't help anybody, did it? Okay. It's a good band. 1, 2, 3, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 40, 71, 72 observations. The chance of us having screwed this up is small. It could have happened. But it's small. Notice how we just got here at ABC. We got a a 2 by 2 by 3, which we had before, except then we have 2 between, 1 within. Before we had 1 between, 2 within. The table's actually smaller, which is kind of interesting. And there's only this time, remember, Enya was saying, well, look at all the error terms, there are 4 error terms, now we've only got 2 error terms. Hey, if they were all between, we'd have 1 error term. The world, the changes depending on the design, like the world, that's a little strong. The error terms change depending upon the design. And if you have between subjects factors or within subjects factors. I really wanted to barbecue today, I'm not sure. On that wind. You forget how good hamburgers are barbecued when you've just been eating them done in a pan for 3 or 4 months. And you barbecue and you go, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten in my life. It's just a hamburger. Like last night I did some steaks and it was first I did them, I sous vide them. Anyway, it doesn't matter. With a machine made by a company called ANOVA, which I've mentioned before. Not so bad, right? This is something you can do. It just simply involves a lot of practice. It really is. It's just practice. You make up designs and you do them. Now, there won't be one of these in the test because I just talked about this today. Okay. But there will be some of the final argument.
Number 4 says table.
Yeah, we'll go one of these though. Yeah, you were here. Remember, question 4 on the test is not back on the table. It's breaking down a table to find if there's main effects and interactions, that kind of thing. Yep. Not this kind of one. Good.
Will it only be the test, sorry, will it only be based on from what happened after the last test, or I just don't know if the definitions would be everything?
Like, you could tell us what the definitions are.
I mean, yeah.
I could, I'm not gonna.
Suggestion.
No, it's all, it's a suggestion. Yeah, it's pretty much all stuff. I mean, I can't say that stuff from before isn't useful to know.
Good thing it's open book, right?
Yeah, it's
All past quizzes.
Bring all the past quizzes, sure. Other questions? I know we always end early, but I think if I if I did more, your brains would explode. That's my fear. Thanks, guys.